meter. These ranges are narrow and discontinuous. The northeastern extension of Himalayas is called Purvanchal. They are known as Patkai and Naga Hills in north, Garo, Khasi and Jaintia in Meghalaya, and Mizo Hills in south. Guys, now we'll talk about second physiographic division, that is the Great Northern Plains. It stretches between the Himalayas and Peninsular Plateau. This plain is formed by deposition of alluvium bowed by the rivers Indus, Ganga, Brahmaputra and their tributaries. These alluvial deposits makes the plains extremely fertile and suitable for agriculture. It is relatively flat plain with elevation less than 300 meters. Our third physiographic division is the Great Peninsular Plateau and Western Desert. The Great Indian Plateau lies in the south of northern plains. It is the oldest structure made up of hard igneous and metamorphic rocks. Narmada River divides the plateau into two parts, Central Highlands in the north and Deccan Plateau in the south. First one is Central Highlands. It is not actually very high. It mainly consists of Malwa Plateau, Bundelkhand Plateau, Bagelkhand Plateau and Chota Nagpur Plateau. Aravalli Range forms the northwest boundary of this plateau. Second one is Deccan Plateau. It lies from Vindhya mountain to the southern tip of India, which is triangular in shape. The northwestern part of Deccan Plateau is made up of igneous rocks. Due to weathering, these rocks yielded rich soil called black soils, which are highly suitable for cultivation of cotton. The western edge of Deccan Plateau is marked by a mountain range known as Western Ghats. It is continuous range towards Kanyakumari. Anaimudi, located on the Nilgiri Hills, is the highest peak of Deccan Plateau. The eastern edge of the plateau is bounded by a broken range of mountains known as Eastern Ghats. This range is broken into small hills by east flowing rivers of the plateau and it is comparatively lower than the Western Ghats. Now we will talk about the coastal plains. The plateau of peninsular India is flanked by two coastal strips of flat land, one on the east and other on the west side. The plain of the west coast stretches from the Gulf of Kutch to Kanyakumari. It is more than 65 km in width. Konkan coast and Malabar coast falls under this. The plain of east coast is broader than that of west coast. At certain places it is more than 480 km in width. The coastal strip along Tamil Nadu state is called Coromandel Coast. The alluvial soil carried by the rivers Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri are very fertile in this coast. Now we will talk about our last physiographic division, that is the island groups. In addition to the mainland, India has two sets of islands, the Andaman and Nicobar Islands and the Lakshadweep Islands. First one is Andaman and Nicobar Islands. These islands are situated in the Bay of Bengal. They are basically volcanic islands and the sea around them have plenty of coral reefs. Close to the main group of islands, it is only active volcano in India. It erupted recently after remaining quiet for 200 years. Most of these islands are uninhabited. Some of the tribes found here are still very primitive and do not welcome visitors. Second one is Lakshadweep Islands. They are made of coral skeletons of particular form of marine life. Many of these islands are horse-shaped and are called atolls. Most of the islands here are uninhabited. They are small in number and size compared to the Nicobar Islands. Thank you for watching. Now guys, we will meet in next video. Till then, Jai Hind.